Off of Disarm the Descent, In Due Time, Killswitch Engage, and joining me right now, frontman Jesse Leach. Again, it's almost like we did this a year ago or something like that, man, didn't we?
Exactly.
I feel like a strange sense of deja vu.
Jinx.
But you don't have the whiskey this time around to help you out. You were pretty sick last year, man. You had to fight through a bit of an illness.
Yeah, I was really sick. I don't remember what it was. Probably food poisoning or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So, well, I know when it was announced that you guys were coming back this year and subsequently headlining the Captain Morgan White Rum stage, I know many in the audience were super stoked about that. And you got to figure, man, I mean, coming out with that album last year, everyone knowing, you know, Killswitch, those that know, had Howard in it.
Yeah.
And then here comes Jesse back into it. I mean, it could have gone either way, man. It really could have, you know.
True, you're right, yeah.
But how do you feel like the audiences have been when you've gone out and about?
It's been great, you know. I'd say 99% of it has been amazing, you know. It's always going to be transitional with a new singer, but yeah.
But you're the old new singer.
It's
You know
true,
what I mean?
it's
Like
true.
you kind of have that little leg up, I guess, instead of like trying to be a new guy coming in and having to replace everything, you know.
No, that helps for sure, but still had to do a little bit of proving myself, I think, you know. But I enjoyed it. It's been great, man. It's been awesome.
Well, I tell you, the Disarm the Descent, I think, when looking over albums that came out last year, probably up there is one of my favorites, man. I mean,
thank you.
And it was interesting. You're welcome, man. It was interesting because, like, I would listen to it going, God, this just has kind of like that hardcore punk to it, but it's still got the metal side of it, but the lyrical content, the way you deliver it. And then I started watching some interviews with you. At the root of it all, man, that's where you sit, man. You're a hardcore guy, aren't you?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where I come from. Hardcore and punk rock, for sure.
Yeah, you got Bad Brains, obviously, Minor Threat, like, you know. And,
all the classics, man. But I grew up in my scene was the early 90s, so you have bands like Earth Crisis, Integrity, and, you know, bands like that where sort of metal and hardcore were starting to merge back then.
Yeah, because I'm looking over here and they got the sheets, you know, the fact sheets they give us, and the quote, one of the founders of metalcore. Like when you hear something like that, are you like, it's like when, you know, Korn came out, they called them, you know, new metal, whatever that means. Why do we like our labels so much? Explain, brother.
Yeah, I don't know why people like labels so much. I'll take it, but to me, I'm just standing on the shoulders of giants. I'm doing what bands that Integrity, I named them. They're case in point, one of the bands that was fusing metal and hardcore, and I just decided to bring some melody to it, but we're not the only ones, you know.
Yeah, of course.
We were inspired by people that came before us.
Yeah, now I look over that list, the associated acts, so obviously you guys are born from, Aftershock and Overcast, right?
Yeah.
But then you look at it, up in that, what is it about that New England metal scene that you've got Times of Grace that you're a part of? Obviously, Mike D's got Death Ray Vision that he's been doing, you know. What is it, you know, All That Remains, you know? What is it about, On Earth, what is it about that area?
It was a time and a place, you know, like Seattle, like LA. In the Northeast, it was just hardcore kids starting to play metal riffs.
Yeah.
And then some of us decided to bring some melody into that, and I guess that's how it was born.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
But without European Swedish metal, there wouldn't be us either.
Right.
Bands like In Flames, bands like At the Gates, bands like Soilwork. Like, we did our first major tour with Soilwork.
Yeah.
So all those come into play to create what Killswitch is today.
Well, one of the tours I saw you on last year, we were talking about off air, was when you came in with Lamb of God in our Midland Theater. Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
you guys just
awesome.
pummel the hell out of it. Was that a pretty good run for you? Did you guys have a good? Obviously, with Randy being incarcerated like he was, did you get a little more of the behind the scenes talking to him about that? And
I did. But the thing about Randy that a lot of people don't realize is he's really down to earth.
Yeah.
So a lot of our talk was about photography and about writing, because we both do those things. And he's one of the coolest guys out there on the road. I have a lot of respect for him. He's a great front man. Yeah,
I mean, that show at the Midland was insane. I mean, just watching that go down. But I also know you talked about photography. You also doing a little bit of editing, I saw, on a video recently. Is that something that you like to do on the side? Maybe to...
Yeah, I've got my own website, jesseleach.com, plug. And I actually edit video from us being on the road. I got stuff from Japan, Australia. So I started to do that, and then I was like, no one's doing this for the band. So I started doing it for Killswitch. So I've got like 10 hours of footage I'm just slowly editing down to put out little things on YouTube or whatever.
Are we going to maybe see then another Killswitch Engage DVD in the near future?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Nice.
We have a collaboration with a bunch of people. We have footage from all over the world.
Good.
We have behind-the-scenes stuff. We have band profile stuff. We have unreleased tracks.
Oh.
So we're going to do it ourselves at some point, for sure.
I'm going to switch gears real quick. I want to talk about the song Always off of Disarm the Descent, which is probably it's a standalone song in terms of the rest of the songs in the album.
Yeah,
There's nothing like that. Was that you in that video that edited that, or did you have a team that worked on that?
No, that was McFarlane and Pecci, but it was born out of my ideas and what I wanted to do, and I actually had a role in helping to sort of post-production, like what I liked about it, what I didn't.
Right.
It's kind of my baby, but McFarlane and Pecci are the guys behind all that.
Well, the intense video, and I know everybody that's watched it has gone, I can't stop crying, or this reminds me of so-and-so.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Well, that's the thing. You want music to strike a chord,
right.
To leave an imprint. And that song, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the highest charting song thus far for Killswitch.
For originals, yeah.
Yeah, for originals.
Diver is above that.
Yeah, well, yeah. I still personally think that should have been a #1 song somewhere last year. I thought that was a very powerful song. Yeah. Get on it, people. Is that your song, or did the rest of the guys?
Yeah, lyrically and vocally, it's totally mine. But Joel wrote all the guitars.
Well,
so it's me and Joel putting our heads together and being like, this is gonna make the record. We had to fight for it to go on the record.
Did you?
Yeah, not everyone wanted it.
Well, it's
and I was like, trust me, guys.
Yeah.
Trust me, it'll be a good one.
It's this. Like I said, man, it's one of those songs that. Oh, thank you. Oh, these are the fan questions for you.
Oh, good.
Good. Yeah, it's definitely one of those songs that when you listen to it and you listen to everything else in the album, you're like, it's a standalone. It's not like anything else there.
It's a breather track.
Yeah, definitely.
Catch your breath.
So, are you going to continue on doing Times of Grace? That is one of the good.
Yep.
Good. I know
three songs Adam's demoed kind of. So we'll see what happens with that.
Nice.
But it's going to take a different direction. A little more acoustic on one side and a little slower and more epic sort of post-metal on the other side.
Right on, man. So what do you got going on the rest of the day? I mean, obviously you're going to close out here tonight over there on the Captain Morgan White Rum stage. But what else after tonight? Where are you going tomorrow? What's the next stage?
We're going to... Where are we going?
You're on the road still, aren't you?
We're going to Texas.
Texas. Oh, you're doing the BFD, right?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, I'll leave you with that. It's all good. Appreciate you coming up here. Appreciate you coming out to Rockfest 2014 here in Kansas City. And this evening, man, break a leg. Looking forward to seeing you out there.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Cheers.